Especially because when I clean, she wants to play. Hello. You're okay. Okay. I got pregnant at 17, the beginning of my senior year. The beginning of that year, I started school, started working out, working at the mall 6 hours, and like almost every single day of the week. I was taking 2 college courses and doing community service for a ticket. So I was tired all the time. That year was about finding myself and working on myself. Until December, did me and my boyfriend speculate that we were pregnant. 2 mistakes we made was 1, using a cheap test, and 2, only taking 1 test. I had a false negative and was like, okay, not pregnant, don't need to worry about that. I'd been on Plan B, the pill, for 2 years. When I did find out I was pregnant, when I work out, usually my periods are light. When I started getting a tummy, I wasn't fat, I didn't have abs, but I had been working out for a good 7 months. I went and took a test, a good clear blue test that's gonna tell you yes or no. We found out I was pregnant. We went to Planned Parenthood and they took an ultrasound. The technician was like, let me get a second reference, like I just want to make sure everything's right. So they get the images and they said they'd come back, and they didn't. They sent a doula in and she was like, so you're 28 weeks pregnant and you can either give your baby up for adoption or raise it by yourself. To find out that I had been pregnant my whole senior year and didn't know is ridiculous. I was going insane. I had to call my boyfriend out of a drill with the fire department and say, you need to come over here now. I'm like, I'm 28 weeks pregnant. We are 28 weeks pregnant and I didn't know. We told his parents. We were like, he was freaking out because I mean, come on, like, how are we pregnant? How are we 28 weeks pregnant? They took it well. They were supportive and they were like, but you're not 28 weeks pregnant. So we made an appointment with Kaiser and my parents found out themselves. They went through my car when they went shopping and they found my paperwork, or my dad walked into the house and said, we need to talk. And I just started crying and crying and crying. They took it well. My parents are also teen parents. They had me at the exact same age, so luckily they're very supportive. My reaction to my pregnancy was obviously disbelief. I didn't believe that it was possible that I could be 20 weeks pregnant. For me, I've always tried to be optimistic and positive, and when I accepted that I was 28 weeks pregnant, I owned to it. I owned up to it because, if you're doing the deed, you're going to get pregnant. There's a chance you can get pregnant if you're not being safe. And so, after I found out I was pregnant, I waited about maybe like 4 days to let people know, just so then that way I didn't want to say anything to anybody until I knew exactly what we were doing and what the plan was. And I also wanted to wait for the gender since I was so far along. I believe I first told my teachers. I wanted to let my teachers know because this changed a lot of things. I needed to make sure I get my stuff done because I'm gonna graduate. I was very determined to make sure I graduate. I had straight A's. I was doing good. I'm not gonna give up now. They didn't believe me. None of my teachers believed me. They thought I was joking with them, especially Mr. Coakley because he was my weight training teacher and he was like, what? And I brought my ultrasound pictures and everything. I was like, I'm pregnant and I need to know what I need to do to make sure I graduate. Then I told my friends and all my friends were very supportive. Honestly, I think I'm very fortunate. I had a lot of people around me supporting me, and I mean, at the time, because I found out so far in my pregnancy, I think a lot of people were very confused, and yeah, I'm sure they kind of criticized me a bit because a lot of people think, how did you not know? So they took it well. All my family members took it well. I kept going to school every single day until I was 39 weeks. I made sure that I was on top of my stuff. I think at times towards the end it got hard. After I had Lauren, I was 2 days overdue when I had her. So it was 2 weeks before I graduated. I walked the stage with my class. I wouldn't say it was too hard. I mean, she was a baby, a newborn. Newborns are always hard, waking up constantly throughout the night. And she was never a baby that would like to sleep. She was always awake, alert, trying to do things. So, I mean, yeah, it was a lot of work, but I mean, that's what babies are. The next fall, I started going to DVC. I took 2 classes at night, and so like 4 days a week I'd be at school from like 6 to 10. It was easy. It was easy being able to, you know, have the support that I did. And, you know, my mom would watch her some days, my boyfriend's mom would watch her some days, and it really helped out because we were both going to school. Some of the hard things about having a kid is that it's no longer about you. And I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way because, you know, like, this is my baby and I'm gonna do what I need to do to make her happy. I love taking her to the park. I love spending my time with her. Sometimes babies are a lot of work, so you just want to lay down and take a nap, or, you know, when you're sick and she's not, or you're both sick, it's very hard. Another thing a lot of people don't realize is babies aren't just, oh, let me dress her up and go do things, and they have tantrums, they're crying, they get sick. People don't realize, like, I mean you do realize, you know, it's a lot of finance. You have to, you know, make sure that you're bringing in money to be able to support your child, especially if you want nice things. I'm fortunate to have people that gave her a lot of things at the baby shower. I had more than enough, and I'm really grateful for that. We try to do what we can, you know, to support for her. I mean, like, the positive things about having my daughter is that it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing seeing her learn every single day. Every single day it seems that she's learned something new. And for her, she has always been so active and alert that she started taking her first steps at 9 months. She started walking before she was 11 months. And so she has such a cute personality, and, you know, as much as she's ridiculous, she is so dramatic about every little thing. She's amazing, and I believe she's gonna be such a great kid.